Alright guys, our attention this week turns to the euro and especially the activity PMI data that we have coming up. Now the euro currency has enjoyed a very healthy rally in the last couple of months from May and have been basically supported by the idea of the Euro Recovery Fund as well as the support from the ECB, increasing the prospects of an overall economic recovery in the Eurozone. Now after this big rally, we have seen the pair being stuck within a tight range between that 117 and 120 psychological price levels. And given the expectations for the US dollar after the Fed's recent policy framework with things like average inflation targeting, the medium to longer term bias remains tilted to the upside for the euro dollar. Now interestingly, after the most recent ECB meeting, the bank came out surprising markets by saying that they aren't too concerned about the recent miss in inflation and not too concerned about the euro's recent strength. And as a result of this, we did see some upside in the euro, and according to some analysts, that has given the market a little bit of a green light to continue pursuing further upside for the pair. However, with inflation as low as it is currently, we have seen some pushback from ECB members this week regarding the euro strength as well as inflation. Now, after this week's FOMC meeting, the euro kept remaining firm against the dollar, despite the fact that the euro positioning remains at extremely overbought levels and at historical high net long levels. Now, according to ING Investment Bank, the positioning is stretched and it is overbought, but it is starting to look a bit more structural and is less of a concern for the bank's upside euro dollar bias. Now, another factor to consider for the euro is the current stance of virus cases that has continued to increase dramatically in the eurozone compared to the downside move in the US. Now, even though governments in Europe would seem to have things under control or better control, it is hard to be very bullish on the euro when one looks at this divergence in cases between the US and Europe. Has governments gotten better on how to handle the virus in patients? Yes, of course they have, but this chart does argue against the EU outperformance narrative, especially in the short term. Another thing to keep in mind about the dollar weakness is that right now the bearish view on the dollar is very oversubscribed, and rightly so, following the Fed's various successful attempts at trying to devalue the greenback. However, the chart above from Nordea suggests that the Fed is currently falling behind in their purchases when compared to the cash sitting at the US Treasury, and usually that is a positive input for the dollar. So with all of this in mind, our focus tilts to the euro dollar currency pair this upcoming week with some very important activity data on schedule. Now, one of the recurring themes that saw lots of euro strength versus the US dollar over the past few months have been the idea that Europe will outperform the US coming out of this pandemic crisis. And even though that was the case, the recent activity data, started to show some cracks on the European recovery side when we look at something like the market flash PMI data. So our focus this week, in the week ahead, will be to see if we can get another batch of European flash PMI data that surprises to the downside while US flash PMI data continues to surprise to the upside. That should put a further dent in the outperformance narrative and could see some short-term unwinding of that overbought and net long euro stretch positioning. This wouldn't mean that the medium or longer term bias has changed for the dollar or the euro dollar, of course, but with all the details shared in the price section, it would make sense for some of those extreme positions to be shaken out before the larger trend resumes. Another point to consider for the US dollar in the short term is the upcoming US elections. Now, right now, there's many different views and narratives on how the markets will react with either a Trump or a Biden victory. And right now, there isn't really any massive solid consensus on what to expect of the dollar coming out of that. However, something that we do know is that the dollar remains the world's reserve currency and carries that safe haven status, even with a longer term downside bias. And that means that there is a possibility that the dollar finds some support in the week ahead or weeks ahead as the expectations for increased volatility sees the market choose and rotate to more safer assets. Now, there is, of course, no rule to say that the markets will do that. And if one considers the overall bearish theme for the dollar, it does make sense that other currencies like the yen might be preferred in that regard. However, it's just another factor right now which provides further context to the premise that the euro dollar might be looking at some short-term downside before the overall upward bias continues. Now, looking at the possible sentiment shifts and trade plans, scenario one is we're looking for a big miss in the European PMI data versus a big beat in the US data. With the recent sensitive reactions we've seen in the euro towards activity data, another big miss below the market's minimum expectation for that French, German and EU data would start to put further doubts in that outperformance narrative. And even though we would expect another big miss to pressure the euro, if we can also see at the same time another big beat on the US side, that would add to the conviction of a short-term downside move in the euro. The trade plan for that, what we would expect from that scenario, is to see the euro sold off across the board, especially against the dollar, but also against other currencies during the week that might have some short-term catalyst supporting them, so do pay attention to that. Scenario 2, big beat in the EU data versus a big miss in the US data. Now, on the other side of the scale, if we were to see the European activity data bounce back strongly after the big misses, while we also see the US data see a big downside miss, that would give Euro bulls even more conviction in the macro bias and would probably encourage a further increase in that Euro net long positioning. Now, even though positioning is stretched and overbought, a big beat in EU data would solidify the view by participants like ING, who believes that the euro positioning is turning more structural, especially after the recent ECB and Fed policy decisions. Now, in this scenario, we would expect to see the euro strengthening across the board, especially against the US dollar.